Edwards with MiningIR, and we are here on day 2 at the mining investment event in Quebec City. And I'm joined by Lisa Davis, who is the CEO of PearTree Securities, Inc., a pioneer in mining finance through charitable flow-through share structures. So thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. So Lisa, tell us a bit about your background and how you became involved in the mining finance industry.
Well, I'm a lawyer by training and did mostly corporate finance work. And I mean, you can't help but have, some exposure to mining when you're doing that. And so I guess it's been about 15 years ago now, just looking for something that seemed a little bit more interesting. And PearTree was pretty much a startup at the time. I guess we've been in business for about 17 years, which is kind of the, that's how long this business has been in existence as a result of some changes in tax law around 2006. So, so I've kind of, grown with the company since then.
That's great. Can you give us a bit of an overview of PearTree Securities and the company's mission?
Yeah, I mean, we're really rooted in philanthropy, which is a very sort of nice place to be when you come from sort of the corporate finance, Bay Street environment. So the business really started as a way to help philanthropists make major charitable donations, but in a more tax-effective way. And that meant originating transactions in flow-through shares for them that they could participate in. And the tax benefits associated with flow-through shares, coupled with a donation receipt when they donated those shares to charity, made it very attractive. But as the company grew, it turned out that the sort of tax arbitrage involved meant that we could offer pretty significant premiums to mineral exploration companies doing flow-through share offerings. And we became a more important part of the whole ecosystem of financing for junior mining. And so we're still really rooted in philanthropy. It's an important part of our mission as a company. But, as time has gone on, what's happened is that charity flow-through financing has become the main way in which exploration is funded on Canadian stock exchanges.
Right. So PearTree is widely known for its flow-through share donation platform, like you were saying. Can you explain how its financing model kind of works and the unique benefits it offers to the mining companies and donors?
Sure. It's pretty straightforward. It's not very much more complicated for an issuer of flow-through shares. But what we do is we originate flow-through share transactions either directly, or we work with broker dealers in the space and sort of, work in partnership with them. Our clients acquire the shares. They're then immediately donated to charity, and the charity has an immediate exit so that the charity receives cash as pledged in a donor pledge. But what happens is, because of the tax benefits that are built in, if I gave you an example, if the shares were trading at $1, we could, and this varies, but just like an example with easy math, we could, let's say, issue those shares at $1.35, which is obviously very desirable for the company issuing the shares, limits dilution as much as possible. And when the shares are donated to the charity and we're arranging the liquidity at the other end, we would probably be able to have the charity sell the shares at, let's say, 85 cents.
Okay.
So shares are trading at $1, 35-cent premium for the issuer, 15% discount for the end buyer. And what that does is, sometimes when you've got like a strategic investment and there's negotiations going on, there's a valuation gap, we can come in there, bridge the gap, and it really is like a win-win-win situation for everybody.
Absolutely. What are some recent milestones or big developments for PearTree that you're excited about?
We've had a couple of really super years. I mean, we're sort of proud to say that we're funding in the sort of range of $500 million of financings through flow-through shares annually at this point in our development. I mean, some of the exciting things are sort of industry-wide. We had the introduction of the critical minerals exploration tax credit a couple years ago, which really did drive a lot of money into that part of the mining sector. More recently, there's been some exciting developments in that the liberal platform of the current government remains to be seen how quickly and exactly they implement things relative to their platform. But they've talked about expanding the group of critical minerals that would be eligible for that tax credit. They've also talked about expanding the scope of expenses that can be funded using flow-through shares, which is something that the industry has really been trying to make some progress on for a long time. There's definitely ambiguity in the current legislation, and CRA has tended to be quite conservative in how it interprets what is permitted when it audits these things. So the government actually in its platform said things like, various types of technical studies, feasibility studies, which have always been sort of a gray area and are very costly, is something that they want to see eligible for funding using flow-through shares. So that could really open up a lot more ability to access financing at better prices.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your outlook for mining finance in the current market, particularly when it comes to raising capital in 2025?
I'm pretty optimistic. I mean, as I said, we're hearing from the current government that they're really behind resources and that they're trying to do things like understanding that early stage exploration is just so challenging, and the only capital that can be accessed is equity. So that's the combination of what the government has said, and there's also been some judge-made law recently in which CRA was challenged on taking a narrow interpretation of what expenses could be funded this way, and the court found in favor of the issuer, like almost 100%, and really said CRA has just been way too restrictive in all of this. So the combination of those things has me feeling pretty optimistic about what's to come.
Okay, good. What sets PearTree apart from the other financing service firms working within the mining sector?
Well, we're a small group. It's a really sort of niche, subset of financing and mining. We've been around since the beginning. I think, we think of ourselves, and I think we are thought of as thought leaders in the space. It takes a real convergence of a lot of different skill sets and experience to be able to do this properly. It's very technical on the tax side. It's very precise on the execution side. We've got, professionals ranging from geologists to CFAs to lawyers. We're, really sort of on the forefront of, staying current with developments, working within the industry. I mean, I was a director of PDAC for 6 years and co-chaired the Finance and Taxation Committee. We've got the former executive director of AMBC working with us now, who's even been asked to chair mining ministers conferences. And so we, I think people understand that we really know this space, better than anybody else. And I think it's paid off. We're doing well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to get in touch with you or learn more about you, where do they go?
So PearTreeCanada.com is our overall website. It sort of faces, kind of got two parts, the philanthropic side and the mining finance side. But you go to PearTreeCanada.com, you'll be able to access you'll find out about us and lots of resources as well.
Okay. That's perfect. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.